It's one of the biggest health shocks most people never see coming, and it happens silently over time. Every morning, every afternoon snack, every easy, familiar meal could be setting you up for weakness, not strength. You might think you're eating pretty healthy. A slice of toast with breakfast, maybe some crackers mid-morning, a quick granola bar when you need a boost. But despite trying to do the right thing, you find yourself feeling a little more tired, a little more unsteady, a little less strong. And here's the truth that's been hiding in plain sight. Most seniors are eating a food every day that slowly, quietly accelerates muscle loss. This isn't just about getting a little tired. It's about maintaining your independence, your balance, your ability to move through life the way you want to. Safely, powerfully, freely. Muscle loss after 60, known medically as sarcopenia, isn't just a natural part of aging. It's a condition that can be heavily influenced by diet, and what you eat daily either strengthens you or chips away at you. The good news is, once you know what the hidden saboteur is and how it works against you, you can start reversing the damage. You can protect your muscles, rebuild your energy, and support the strong, mobile body you deserve at every age. The culprit? It's not fat. It's not even just sugar. It's refined carbohydrates. Foods made with heavily processed flours and fast-digesting starches that flood your bloodstream with sugar almost instantly. Think white bread, instant oatmeal, most store-bought granola bars, white rice, pasta from a box, even low-fat flavored yogurts. These foods are everywhere, and they're often marketed as health foods or easy options for seniors. Let's start by looking at why refined carbs are so common after 60. When we talk about muscle loss after 60, most people don't realize how much of the damage starts in the kitchen, and starts early. Refined carbs are easy to chew. They're cheap. They feel light, and they remind many people of what they grew up eating. White bread sandwiches, breakfast cereals, bowls of pasta. Plus, decades of advertising convinced millions that low-fat and high-carb was the healthy choice. These habits stick, especially when convenience becomes important, when energy is lower, when cooking from scratch feels like a chore. Now, here's where the real danger happens. Refined carbs are stripped of almost all their natural fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What's left is a form of pure, fast-absorbing starch that acts almost like sugar in your body. You eat that toast or that bowl of cereal, and within minutes, your blood sugar surges. Your pancreas scrambles to pump out insulin, the hormone that helps shuttle sugar into your cells for energy or storage. But as we age, things change dramatically under the surface. Your insulin sensitivity naturally decreases after 60. Your muscles, the very tissue you want to keep strong, don't respond as efficiently. They struggle to pull in the glucose they need. Worse yet, amino acids, the building blocks your muscles crave for repair and growth, get blocked too. And when muscles can't get enough fuel, when they can't recover, when they can't rebuild, they start to shrink, quietly, steadily, year after year. That's how muscle loss after 60 speeds up, and most people never connect it to their diet. Over time, these blood sugar spikes and crashes trigger another devastating process: chronic inflammation. Every time your blood sugar spikes, tiny inflammatory signals race through your body. It's like sounding an internal alarm over and over again. And your muscles? They're extremely sensitive to inflammation. Inflammatory chemicals like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6 tell your body to break down muscle tissue faster than it can rebuild it. Chronic inflammation doesn't just stiffen joints or make you feel tired. It directly damages your ability to maintain strength. You might not feel it day by day, but month by month, year by year, your balance worsens. Your endurance drops. You get sorer after simple activities. And tasks that once felt easy, getting up from a chair, walking upstairs, carrying groceries, start feeling heavier, harder, scarier. Take a second and think. How many days a week are refined carbs a major part of your meals? A slice of toast at breakfast, crackers with lunch, pasta for dinner, cookies or a muffin with your coffee. Drop a quick yes in the comments if you're realizing refined carbs are a bigger part of your routine than you thought. You're not alone, and awareness is the first step toward change. It's so easy to slip into this pattern, not because you're lazy or careless, but because it's been the normal American diet for decades. But if you're serious about protecting your muscle strength after 60, about holding on to your independence and avoiding unnecessary falls and fractures, it's critical to rethink this pattern. And if this is making sense so far, tap that like button. It tells YouTube you want to see more life-saving tips like this, and it helps us reach more people who need it. Let's dive a little deeper into exactly what happens inside your body when these foods dominate your plate. When you eat refined carbs without enough protein or fiber, your blood sugar spike is sharper, faster, and more damaging. Insulin floods your system, trying desperately to pull sugar out of your blood. But your muscle cells, dulled by years of exposure to high-sugar diets, don't respond well. Instead, more sugar gets stored as fat, especially around the belly and liver, areas tied closely to metabolic decline. Meanwhile, muscles stay starved. Your body needs glucose and amino acids inside muscle cells to trigger something called muscle protein synthesis, the natural process that repairs and strengthens muscle fibers after daily use or exercise. Without enough available fuel and building blocks, this synthesis slows down dramatically. It's like trying to repair a broken bridge with no wood, no nails, and no workers. Nothing gets fixed. And eventually, the bridge collapses. That's what's happening inside muscles. Silently, invisibly, when refined carbs dominate your meals after 60. And remember, sarcopenia, or muscle wasting, doesn't just mean losing bulk. It means losing strength, losing balance, losing the ability to catch yourself if you trip, losing the confidence to live actively, travel, dance, hike, garden, or even just walk without fear. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what did you eat yesterday? How much of it was built from whole, nourishing foods? And how much came from refined grains, fast sugars, quick fixes? There's no judgment here, just awareness. Because awareness is power. And coming up, I'll show you real-world examples of how these habits play out every day, and what simple changes can make all the difference in your strength and energy starting today. Think of Eleanor, 75 years old, full of energy at heart, determined to stay active. Every morning for the past decade, she's made the same breakfast: 2 slices of white toast with margarine and a little jam, plus a small glass of orange juice. It feels light. It feels quick. It feels right. But by late morning, Eleanor often feels a strange weakness creeping into her legs. She shrugs it off. Just getting older, she thinks. But what she doesn't realize is that her blood sugar, after that refined carb-heavy breakfast, has spiked and then crashed hard. Without the steady fuel her muscles need, without enough fiber, protein, and slow-burning energy, her body slips into a low-energy state. Her muscles miss their window for repair. Inflammatory signals quietly rise, and day after day, her strength leaks away, almost invisibly. Or consider Robert, 68 years old, proud to be maintaining his garden, his home, his independence. He often grabs a granola bar in the afternoon while he's working outside. It's fast. It's easy. It says whole grains on the label. Must be healthy, right? But that granola bar? Loaded with added sugars, stripped grains, and almost no real protein. Robert notices his muscles feeling heavier these days. After an hour of weeding or mowing, he finds himself sore, drained, needing to sit down. Something he didn't have to do a few years ago. He assumes it's just part of aging. But it's not just age. It's the loss of muscle resilience, fueled, meal by meal, by the wrong kind of foods. And then there's Anita, 72, still loving her morning walks with friends. But she recently started skipping breakfast to save calories, only to find herself grabbing a quick muffin from the coffee shop afterward. It's convenient, sure, but it's nothing but refined flour and sugar. She notices she's stumbling more often, struggling to keep up. Her balance feels shakier, her confidence lower. Each slip feels a little more dangerous. And what started as a small change in routine now shows up in real risks. Falls, fractures, hospital stays. The common thread in all these stories? Not enough of the right fuel, too much of the wrong kind of carbs, and an invisible but powerful loss of muscle strength. A loss that could have been slowed, even reversed, with simple, strategic changes. Take a moment and think. Can you see yourself in any part of Eleanor's, Robert's, or Anita's story? If so, you're not alone. And you're not powerless. Because starting today, you can make small, powerful shifts to rebuild the strength and resilience your body deserves. Let's talk about exactly what to do. What foods to move away from, and what foods to bring into your life to fight muscle loss after 60. The first step? Start by reducing the daily refined carbs that dominate so many senior diets. You don't have to eliminate every grain or every bit of sugar, but you do need to shift the balance, favoring foods that nourish your muscles instead of draining them. Here's a simple way to think about it. At every meal, ask yourself, where's my real protein? Where's my fiber? Where's my healthy fat? And, is there anything here spiking my blood sugar without adding real value? Let's rebuild your breakfast first, because that's where a lot of the hidden damage starts. Instead of 2 slices of white toast and jam, imagine starting your day with a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with fresh berries and a sprinkle of ground flaxseed. Protein, fiber, natural antioxidants, slow, steady fuel that supports muscle repair, not sabotage. Or if you prefer something warm, swap the instant oatmeal for old-fashioned oats cooked with a scoop of protein powder stirred in, some cinnamon, and a few walnuts on top. Again, protein, fiber, slow energy, muscle support. If you love toast, you don't have to give it up entirely, but shift to a dense, whole-grain bread. Look for one where the first ingredient says whole wheat or sprouted grains, not enriched wheat flour. Top it with avocado, a little cottage cheese, or a nut butter without added sugars. Even small upgrades like these radically change how your body processes breakfast. Stabilizing blood sugar, lowering inflammation, fueling muscles right from the start. And what about snacks? Instead of a granola bar or muffin, grab a handful of almonds and a piece of fruit. Or a boiled egg with some carrot sticks. Or a small serving of cottage cheese with a few sliced strawberries. Quick, portable, real foods that feed your muscles instead of robbing them. And if you ever find yourself skipping meals, remember this. Skipping structured meals often leads to blood sugar crashes later, and worse, food choices under pressure. Your muscles need steady nourishment, not starvation and quick sugar. You might be wondering, what about carbs in general? Are all carbs bad? Absolutely not. It's about the type and quality of the carbs you choose. Whole foods like sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, lentils, chickpeas, berries, apples, leafy greens. These are carbohydrate sources that bring fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to the table. They digest slowly. They support your energy, your recovery, your long-term strength. Refined, stripped carbs? They do the opposite. So the goal isn't to cut carbs out entirely. It's to crowd out the bad ones with good ones. To make every bite count toward building the body you want. And here's something many seniors don't hear enough. You actually need more high-quality protein and nutrient density after 60, not less. The research is clear. Seniors benefit from aiming for 25 to 30 grams of protein at every meal to support muscle preservation. If that sounds like a lot, don't worry. You don't have to eat giant steaks or chug shakes all day. You just have to be intentional. 2 eggs plus Greek yogurt at breakfast. And a hearty salad with chicken or tuna at lunch. Salmon with roasted vegetables for dinner. Nuts, seeds, cottage cheese, or hard-boiled eggs for snacks. Small, steady choices. Big, powerful protection against muscle loss. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, don't. Change doesn't have to happen all at once. Start with just 1 meal a day. Swap your breakfast. Add 1 source of real protein. Upgrade 1 snack. Momentum builds. Strength returns. And confidence soars. If you're serious about fighting back against muscle loss after 60, make sure you're subscribed. Because this channel is all about giving you the tools you need to stay strong, energized, and independent. Coming up, we'll recap everything we've talked about and leave you with the clearest action steps you can start today to protect and rebuild your muscle strength, no matter where you're starting from.